Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm Tara with Pieces of Tara Artistry. Thank you for joining me. So I am going to be doing a pearl pour on a black base coat today. So basically I'm just prepping my edges because these paints are so thin. If you don't prep the edges, you will get show through from the canvas. And as you can see, that was try number 2. So this is my satin enamel base coat recipe. I just spread it out using my hair dryer this time. Sometimes I tilt, sometimes I use the hair dryer, just kind of whatever I feel like that day. Anyway, so now with this one, this actually, you probably saw a picture of this one in my last video. Because my last video I was kind of piggybacking off of this one a little bit, and my experiment in the last one did not work, even though it worked in this one. So I'm finding that I love these Modern Masters metallics for pour over colors, but I did find that the Modern Masters Sapphire, as much as I wanted it to work really well as a pour over color, it doesn't work great. What I did notice is that in areas where where the Modern Masters gold slid over top of the sapphire, it did create some really cool pearls and lacing, but where it was just sapphire on its own, it just didn't pearl up very much. So that is kind of a lesson learned. On the last one, my last video, I'll link it here, I layered the gold underneath of the sapphire in a puddle, and I should have done it the other way around to get the lacing that I was really looking for. So lesson learned, and I really didn't notice it until I started watching this video back and seeing, what I did wrong. So actually, really, even if you're not on YouTube or posting these anywhere, videoing yourself is actually a super good tool to show maybe what you did right, what you did wrong, how you layered colors, how you would change it next time, how you would do it the same, etc. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys. So all of these pour over colors are mixed with just 50% Floetrol, 50% GAC 800, and then water to a thin consistency. And I just wanted to talk a second about my pearl pour recipe. So I know there's a ton of recipes out there for the pearl pour, and the ones that I originally learned from was Sarah Taylor and Dwight Pours with their pearl pour recipe. And that's how I kind of started. And then of course Artist Loft kind of changed their recipe on their paint, which kind of messed up the pearls a bit. And so Michelle Galley and Sarah Taylor started working on another recipe, and they found that adding in the apple barrel paint and a little bit of paint conditioner Zinsser to the mix cause the pearls to work out better. And then I did a ton of experimenting at the end of 2021, and it basically, I found that by adding in the titanium white by Liquitex, it allowed me to slow down the pearling process just a little bit, because of that titanium was a little bit heavier, so I didn't get wonky pearls. So that's really just my preference. And one thing that I've noticed is that when you use some of these other recipes, it's not as consistent. So that's what I like about the recipe that I have, is that I get very consistent pearls. And if you want consistent pearls, then I would definitely suggest measuring everything out, because if you have a little bit more satin enamel in a painting or in a recipe, it could affect the whole painting. If you have a little bit too much paint, there's many factors that can kind of mess with a pearl pour, and I like to take that factor out of my pearl pours, I want to at least know that I'm gonna have consistent results each time. And so that's definitely why I use the recipe I use and why I measure every single time. So just wanted to point that out. If you do want to go check out that video on how I mix my paints for a pearl pour, I will link it here. I'll link it in the description box, because I do give you I show you all the different recipes, results that I have tried. Actually, not all of them, because I think I tried like 50 different recipes back in last December, and I wasn't really fond of any of them except for this one that I use, that I did piggyback off of Sarah Taylor and Michelle Galley. So here's the wet results, guys. You can see these pearls that are popping up. This is the Dutch pour that I did through it. The only difference in the colors from the Dutch pour from the base color is that I did add in the TLP ball gown. It's an interference gold, and I know that when that dries, the interference gold is just beautiful. It kind of highlights and illuminates that Dutch pour portion. So you will see that in the dry results. But here is all the wet results, and you can actually see it kind of looks like whiter in that Dutch pour portion where that TLP ball gown is. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this. At first I was not sure about it when it at first dried, but then as it sat and I watched and looked at it, I really, really love this. And I love the shift that you see with that TLP ball gown. So you can see it definitely right there. It's so pretty throughout. Even the darker parts, you can see it just kind of glows. So here we are, folks. See, there's the part where the gold went over top of the sapphire and made that really cool lacing. And that's what I was trying to achieve on my last video, but it was a fail. But anyway, it still was a nice painting. So let me know what you guys think of this one in the description or in the comments below. If you like what you're seeing, please like, share, subscribe. Check me out. I am going to be at the Fluid Art Experience teaching this very technique on Friday afternoon of the Fluid Art Experience. That would be the 28th, I believe, of April, 2023. So thanks again for being here, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.